Here's what happened. Round 8 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Latvia and Kegums. MX2 Race 1, under rainy skies. It was Roman Mostek who grabbed the foxhole shot for the first time this year, but he was out-dragged by the Yamaha of Thibaut Beneston into turn 2. It was the Frenchman who led. Roman Mostek was second, Kai de Wolf was third. And just behind them, Sascha Kunin in fourth. And then Lucas Kunin immediately into the race. De Wolf up the inside of his teammate, Van der Mostek, and went after Beneston. That was for second position. The red plate holder, Andrea Adamo, had a poor start and he was having to carve his way through. That pass on Isaac Gifton got him into 6th place. But then, all of a sudden, lap 7, a change for the lead. Hard charging. Kai de Wolf up the inside of Beneston. Those two put on a display then for the next 10 or 11 laps or so. Meanwhile, Adamo continued to push on, found his way past his young teammate, Sascha Kunin, to go into 5th. That's where he would finish. Horgmo up the inside of Gifting after he made a mistake, came home in 6th place. Nothing to separate De Wolf and Beneston, though. But it was De Wolf who went on to win for the second time this year. Beneston was second. Van der Mostek, Liam Everts, Andrea Adamo rounded out the top 5. MX2 Race 1. In the second MX2 race, the rain continued to fall again, and it was a lot heavier and more persistent this time. This time, Lucas Kunin grabbed the foxhole shot as Liam Everts, Thibaut Beneston, a couple of others fell at turn 1, and a rider went down at the end of the straight there as well. Might have been Adamo, or Sascha Kunin actually. Leading the way though, Lucas Kunin from both of his Nastan teammates Kai de Wolf and Rowan van der Mostek, as Kevin Horgmo got the better of Mike Guerda on the WZ Racing KTM. That was lap 2 for 5th place. That's where Horgmo would finish. Mikkel Hart then got the better of his teammate as he climbed to an eventual 7th position. Making his way through the pack though, Thibaut Beneston around the outside of Oriol Oliver got him into 7th, and then he would eventually get past later on, but it was Van der Mostek there. Kai de Wolf disappearing over the edge of the berm from 2nd to 3rd. Van der Mostek then fell from 2nd position a couple of laps later, handing the advantage back to De Wolf. It was still a 1-2-3 though for Nastan Husqvarna as Lucas Kunin continued to lead the way. Sascha Kunin came in for goggles. He would eventually come back to 13th as his twin brother Lucas Kunin threw away a 12-second advantage. Guess what? Kai de Wolf went by to take over the lead with 5 laps to go. And it was Kai de Wolf who made it a perfect day in Latvia, winning the qualifying race, going 1-1 here to win in Latvia to take over the championship lead as well. It was his first career Grand Prix victory. The race finished, incidentally, De Wolf, Kunin and Van der Mostek, all 3 Husqvarnas. On the podium, though, Kai de Wolf celebrated his first Grand Prix victory with 2 wins, ahead of his teammate Rowan van der Mostek, who went 3-3, and Thibaut Beneston 2-6. And as we head to Germany, in a week's time, Kai de Wolf now 12 points clear of Adamo, Beneston another 7 further back. Geertz only 29 behind in 4th place. Van der Mostek up to 5th, but what a day for Kai de Wolf.
Yeah, it's amazing having the red plate, finally getting my first GP win after 3 seasons in MX2. It was a long way, but we kept fighting, and yeah, with the whole team, it's been 5 years with this amazing team, and can't thank them enough for this. And yeah, we're going to celebrate this one tonight, so thanks to everyone.
MXGP Race 1, watch the number 6. Benoit Paturel just gets tagged there by Romain Febvre, gets spun around as he gets clipped by Valentin Guillot. Both riders going down. Benoit Paturel, sorry, would not rejoin the race and not line up for race 2. Meanwhile, Jorge Prado with his 7th foxhole shot of the campaign. Behind him, Ruben Fernandez and Jeffrey Hurlings. Calvin Vlanderen eventually emerged at the end of the final lap in 4th place. Jeffrey Hurlings, though, sliding his way up the inside of Fernandez to take over 2nd. End of the straight, then Koldenhoff down the inside of Alberto Ferrato to barge his way into 5th. Closing in behind the standing construct Honda of Brian Bogus and Roman Fevre as Hurlings tipped over from second position. Picked himself up there just ahead of Ruben Fernandez. Had all that work to do again, though. Roman Fevre got the better of Ferrato mid-distance to move into sixth. That's where the Kawasaki rider would finish. And the battle for fourth was decided when Koldenhoff ran up the inside of Valandren with about 5 laps to go. Having whittled down the lead again, Jeffrey Hurlings, no mood for hanging around, this time up the inside of Prado. 4 laps to go. Hurlings was through into the lead. He went on to win for the 5th time as well, with Prado second, Fernandez third, Koldenhoff and Valandren rounding out the top 5 ahead of Fevre. Final race of the day, MXGP Race 2. Ben Watson wouldn't make it around the first turn, but it was Jorge Prado over the foxhole shot line once again, this time for the 8th time. Jeffrey Hurlings emerged in second, Valentin Guillot third, Fevre fourth, a couple of positions further back, Fernandez and Koldenhoff. Koldenhoff already found his way past Fernandez and then barged his way past Guillot. That allowed Fernandez to go through as well. And at the end of the straight here on the opening lap, going from third to second, the green Kawasaki going past Hurlings. 3 laps later, and we had a new leader as well. Fevre up the inside of Jorge Prado in what were difficult conditions after all the rain from MX2 Race 2. 2 or 3 laps later, all of a sudden, Hurlings into second as he flew by Prado. But Ruben Fernandez had a fall and had problems later on the lap. Would eventually come home in 18th place. With about 4 laps to go, Jeffrey Hurlings got the better of Roman Fevre in the same position that he was passed earlier on in the race. And from there, he was never headed. Jeffrey Hurlings crossed the line for his 6th race win of the season. Fevre was second, Prado third, Koldenhoff and Siwa rounding out the top 5. And for Jeffrey Hurlings, it meant his 4th victory of the season, his second 1-1, edging out Jorge Prado, who went second and third. Fevre on the podium with a 6-2. Prado continues to lead, but what was a 24-point lead at the start of the weekend is now down to 15 as we head to round 9 in Germany. Fevre third, Fernandez fourth, Siwa fifth, Koldenhoff up to 6th. But GP victory 103 for the Bullet, but it's Prado who continues to lead as we head to Germany.
Straight from the beginning, he even passed me on the first lap, and he went after Jorge, and then he pulled away. But he was riding really, really good, to be honest, and I had to fight for that one. But very happy and pleased to have got the motor win and the overall. So yeah, it was a perfect weekend. I'm very happy with it. So next up, Germany.